good pay sa start. Pero hindi ko na-realize, kahit ano palang school ka mag-graduate, ang starting salary is about 20 to 25,000. Right? Minsan nga less pa. Alright? So, ngayon, tonight, di-discuss ko sa inyo why it's really important to start a business. Kasi ako, I started my business when I was in college. I got really serious in business in college na. Alright, so if you're not doing business right now and you want to be financially free, you want financial independence, diba, especially ngayon nagkaroon ng pandemic and no one was prepared. Diba, we were going by our day, diba, weekly, monthly, meron tayong income, kumagastos tayo. And a lot of people, a lot of even my friends, that they had good jobs. When I told them to start a business, sabi nila, hindi, busy pa ako. Hindi, next time na lang. Hindi, wag muna ngayon. Diba, okay pa yung career ko, mapopromote ako. So I used to keep telling them, hindi, there's no perfect time to start a business. But you need to start a business now. Pero nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, everyone started to think about what businesses to do. The problem was, hindi naman lahat nag-iisip about business or hindi naman lahat marunong about business. Kasi for example, here, meron tayong mga 5 years na, 10 years na nag-work. I'm sure you're at a good position. Pero being at a good position sa employment doesn't mean you'll be a good entrepreneur. Kasi magkaibang skills din yung kailangan. So ibang experience din yung kailangan. Di ba po sa work? Di ba, the more experience you get, lumalaki yung income mo. Ganun din sa business. So ang dami kong friends, nung pagdating ng pandemic, they kept asking, anong magandang business i-start? Right? Sino dito yung nang iniisip? Ano po magandang online business gawin? Diba? Ano po magandang, definitely, kung brick and mortar business ang isipin mo ngayon, that's not the way to go. Diba? Everything is supposed to be online. Alright? So, to share my slides, here. So, basically, I'm Raj, again, computer engineering graduate. I used to be a tennis player sa Mapua. I used to play varsity, so hindi ko talaga kailangan ng business that time. Pero, ngayon na yun ang pinag-uusapan natin, I wanna start off with this. So this is Bill Gates. I'm sure kilala niyo lahat si Tito Bill. Right? I'm sure you hear about him a lot recently. And sabi niya, this was not recent. Sinabi niya to about 10 to 12 years ago. Ang sabi ni Bill Gates 12 years ago was, if your business is not on the internet, then your business will be out of business. And I'm sure ang dami sa atin, nilalike yan dati pa. Diba? Nilalike yan sa Facebook, sa Instagram, and sinishare pa siguro. But a lot of my friends, hanggang like and share lang. So ang daming negosyo ngayon na hindi nakinig kay Bill Gates. What happened? For example, Zara. Zara was doing so well before the pandemic. They were expanding all over the globe. And then nagkaroon ng pandemic, they were not prepared for online retail. They were not prepared for online selling. Yung application nila for online selling, nagsimula lang 2 years ago. So they were not ready for it. Pero matagal lang sinabi ni Bill Gates. Right? So we have, for example, Jollibee. Diba? So Jollibee, they closed down a lot of stores. And one reason they closed down a lot of stores, kasi ang business model ng Jollibee is for families to go there, to eat there. It's about expanding so many branches, na maraming branch, maraming income. Pero ngayon, nung nagsara na yung mga stores, they were not prepared to sell online. Diba? So if your business is not on the internet, no matter how good it is, it's not going to last for the next 5 to 10 years. Actually, ngayon pa lang, ang dami na nagsara. Right? So if you're gonna start a business now, definitely, it should be online. Alright? So, kung nag-iisip ka ngayon ng business, dapat iniisip mo na yan. Kasi kung compare lang natin yung power of online business, right? Marami kasing sources of income. Pwede ka mag 9 to 5, which is most of us yun yung ginagawa. So ako hindi tinuro sa akin ng college, 9 to 5. That's why I became an engineer. The problem with 9 to 5, you'll never get time. So sabi ng friends ko, hindi mo na ako magninegosyo ngayon pag may oras na ako. Diba? Sino dito nakarinig na ng ganon? Or iniisip yun, wag muna ngayon, busy pa ako. Type 1 if that's your mindset. Wag muna ngayon, I don't have time. But the tricky part, when you have a 9 to 5, you will never get time. Kasi the more na ma-promote ka, the more time it will require. Tama mali? Right? You wanna travel the world. Sino dito gusto mag-travel? You wanna travel the world, be free, di ba? Explore. Parang ang constraint lagi is money. So ang problema din ng travel is yung third, which is yung money. Di ba? So you wanna do all these things, but you never get it at a 9 to 5 job. Right? So you're always waiting for the long weekend. Pero lagi namang maraming tao pag long weekend. Diba? So hindi mo rin ma-enjoy ng todo. Right? So ngayon, a lot of people naman go to self-employed. So ano yung self-employed? For example, if you're a lawyer, di ba, you're a doctor, right? Your whatever skills yung ginagamit mo para kumita, multimedia artist. Okay? So, wala ka pa rin time kasi skills mo yung ginagamit mo. Hindi ka pa rin makapag-travel. Okay? But the money is there kasi ginagamit mo yung skills. So, pag magaling ka, you can charge a lot. Diba, interior designer ka, you can charge a lot kasi magaling ka. But then you're always going for clients. Yun ang maganda sa online business. Okay? This is something you can start while you are doing your job. Habang nagtatrabaho ka pa. So I started my online business. I was still a student. I was still in third year college. Okay, so may discuss ko sa inyo how I did it and why I did it. Okay, so I started my online business in college and I've been building it for the past 12 years. And dati niloloko ko ng mga friends ko. Sabi nila, ay, kalokohan yan, online, di naman mag-work yan. 12 years later, they're saying, how do I start an online business? Right? So kung nag-iisip ka anong online business, i-discuss natin yun today. Okay? So ngayon, kahit anong business naman o kahit anong trabaho ang gagawin mo, ang goal pa rin natin is kumita ng money. Am I right? Everyone wants to make more money. Kasi more money meaning more security. Diba? Hindi naman sa mukhang pera, pero kailangan mo talaga ng pera. And if people say, kasi mukhang pera, puro na lang pera pinag-uusapan, well, if you're doing a 9 to 5, you're spending half of your day to make money. If you start an online business, eventually, pag napagkahanan mo siya, the thing about business, may system siya. Once it has a system, kahit wala ka nang ginagawa, supposedly, kumikita ka pa din. Right? So why you want to start a business right now is eventually you can get out of the 9 to 5 and you have 12 hours to spare. Kung ano man gusto mo gawin. May hobbies ka, diba? You want to spend time with your family, you want to travel the world, pwede mo siyang gawin. Okay? So the goal is this. The goal isn't about the money. The goal is living the life the way I want to live it. That's the goal. Na kung kailan mo gustong gumising, gigising ka. Kung kailan mo gustong magbakasyon, babakasyon ka. Kung kailan mo gustong, if you want to earn more, you're in control, not your boss. You're not at the mercy of kahit tumambling-tambling ka pa kay boss. Next month, you need extra 20,000. What are you gonna do? So that's what scared me. Alright, so today I'm gonna share with you 3 things. Okay, and then you can apply it to whatever you're gonna do. Okay, ano man yung business mo, or ano ba yung pinaplan mo. Okay, I'm gonna share with you 3 things. Okay, about starting a business, or why you need to start a business. Alright? So, are you guys ready? Okay, can you type R if you're ready? Okay. So, let's start. Okay. First thing you need to do is decide. Decide. What do you mean decide? Decide on what do you want. Now, most people, they don't become rich, not because tamad sila. And I believe, wala namang employee na tamad. If you're doing a 9 to 5, hindi ka tamad. Definitely hindi. It doesn't matter if you're on a managerial level or janitor ka. It doesn't matter. Kasi parehas yan pumapasok on time. Bawal malate. Kahit manager, bawal malate, may kaltas. Diba? Kahit janitor, bawal malate, may kaltas. They both work at least 8 to 9 hours. Right? So walang tamad na employee. It's just that people don't become rich. It's because they don't really know what they want. That's the main problem. They don't know what they want. Okay? So ngayon mukha siyang parang, alam ko naman yung gusto ko. So ako, nangyari sa akin, na-realize ko lang yung gusto ko nung third year college na ako, and by accident. So I'll just share this with you quickly. So first thing, ba't ko na-realize was I saw this. Okay, so I saw this about, 10 years ago? So this was a study by, statistics by NEDA. Okay, and according to NEDA, for you to have a simple and comfortable life, kailangan mo daw ng income ng 120,000 pesos a month. Imagine 120,000 pesos a month. Sino dito nakita na to before? This study. And ako, nagulat ako when I saw this. Why? Ang feeling ko kasi, when you're earning 120,000 pesos a month, hindi yan simple and comfortable, mayaman. Kasi that's 6 figures. Everyone is dying to earn 6 figures. Di ba pag sa work mo, 100,000 ang sweldo mo, wow, big time. Right? So sabi ko, 120,000 naman, kailan to? Sabi ko, okay, so tignan natin kung ano pa yung 120,000. First of all, it's 5,000 pesos to own a car. I did my research nung college pa lang ako. Sabi ko, anong kotse yung 5,000 pesos sa monthly amortization? Wala akong mahanap. Diba? Kahit nga yung Cherry QQ dati, hindi 5,000 yun. Sabi ko, anong kotse to? Diba? Siguro pang gas pwede to. 30,000 for a house, okay. 40,000 for expenses, meron for taxes, di ba? Meron for friends and family. Tapos nagulat pa ako, guys, 10,000 pesos for college education. In that time, I was in Mapua, and ang Mapua that time was about 150,000 pesos a year. That was 10 years ago. So right now, it's about 220,000. So sabi ko, kung 10,000 pesos a month ang itatabi ko, hindi kaya ng, eventually, when I have kids, hindi ko kaya paaralin ng anak ko. With 120,000 a month salary, I can't afford to send them to Mapua. Tama mali? Right? And what if I have 2 kids? Impossible na talaga. So na-realize ko, 120,000 kulang. So dahil nga merong ganitong for the house, for the car, and everything, gumawa rin ako ng sarili kong plan. Napaisip ako bigla. By accident. So what I did, I made my own computation. Sabi ko, ano bang goals ko? Sabi ko, ang goal ko, 10 years. Again, 10 years goal. First, I want to buy a condominium. Dapat afford ko yan. Sabi ko, 5 million. 1 bedroom lang. I wasn't dreaming of a penthouse. Sabi ko, pwede na at least 1 bedroom. 10 years of hard work. Car, 2 million. At least isang SUV. Di ba? Parang ano lang yan, Fortuner. Di ba? Na naka-loan, so abot siya ng 2 million. And savings of at least 2 million. At 30 years old, dapat may pera ka na nakatabi. Yun lang yung gusto ko. Guys, is this a big dream or normal lang to? Di ba? Who believes sa malaking pangarap to? Who believes sa simpleng pangarap lang to? Type S if this is a simple, simpleng pangarap lang. Di ba normal lang? Di ba hindi pa nga pwede pang family to eh. 1 bedroom lang yan. So feeling ko talaga kayang-kaya. Right? So who believes here na kayang-kayang kitain to? Ng isang engineer in the next, if you work hard for 10 years. Type 1 if feeling mo kayang-kaya siya. Type 2 if feeling mo hindi siya kaya. Alright, so merong 1, merong 2. Alright. So ako ginawa ko, maybe because being an engineer, sabi ko, hindi pwede sa feelings lang. Diba, hindi pwedeng feeling ko kaya ko siya. What I do best is math. So sabi ko, let's do math. Sabi ko, pag nagtatrabaho, nag-start na ako mag-work, I'll start saving 10,000 pesos a month. Madali ba guys mag-save ng 10,000 a month? I'm sure hindi. Right? Pero if you do, sabi ko, kain na lang ako ng toyo, siomay, di ba, yung chili mansi, okay na yan. Di ba? Tipid, di ba? Just because you have a goal. I needed 9 million in 10 years. That was the goal. So yun yung sabi ko, decide. So my decision was, I needed 9 million. Sabi ko, 10,000 a month, that's 120 a year. So kung meron ko 120,000 savings right now, parang, oh, grabe, may 120,000 ako big time. But if you do that for 10 years, this is 1.2 million. Kulang. Sobrang kulang. Not even 10% of what you need. Right? 20 years, 2.4 million. Sabi ko, labo, ang layo naman. Sabi ko, what if I save 20,000 pesos a month? So dapat ang sweldo ko is about 40 to 60 for you to save 20. So if I do that for a year, 240,000. In 10 years, 2.4 million. In 20 years, 4.8. Kulang pa din. So kinakabahan na ako sa part na yun. Kasi 20,000 savings yan, consistently for 20 years. What if, sabi ko, I earn 100,000, I save 40. So if I save 40,000, and for you to save 40, even if you earn 100, dapat single ka. So if you do that for 10 years, that's 480,000. In 10 years, 4.8 million. 20 years, 9.6. So kulang pa rin. So 20 years, pwede. O, nakuha ko 9 million in 20 years. I'll be 40 years old. Sabi ko, at 40 years old. Pero kailan ako magsa-start? Kailan ako magsa-start mag-earn ng 100,000? By the time I was 30 years old. So by 50 years old, meron lang ako isang condo, isang kotse, and 2 million savings. Yun na yung buong buhay ko. Kasi after 10 years, mag-retire na ako. Diba 60? So sabi ko, that's my whole life. So kinabahan na ako. So alam mo yung nawalan na ako ng gana maging engineer. So tinapos ko pa din, of course. That was my plan A. Pero that's when I realized that's not enough. Right? And the only reason I realized it because I found out what I wanted. So ang tip ko sa inyo, everyone who wants to become an entrepreneur, you want extra source of income, first of all, after this session, write it down. What is it that you want in the next 5 to 10 years? And don't write, gusto ko ng bahay, ganun lang, or gusto ko ng magandang buhay. Kasi you have to quantify it by money. How much? Para alam mo how much you're gonna be working for. How hard you need to work. So if you're earning 100,000 right now and you're happy, makuha mo naman yung pangarap mo, hindi mo na kailangan mag-business. Okay naman. Pero if nakita mo, okay, this is not gonna be enough, that's the time you need to get started. Make sense? So first, decide what do you want. Diba? How long is it gonna take you? So, anong age mo na bago mo makuha yung gusto mo? And is it gonna be enough? Right? Kasi reality today, diba? If you're gonna ask yourself, how long will it take you to make 50,000 pesos a work? If you're earning right now 20,000, how long? How long for you to make 100,000 pesos a month? How long for you to make 150,000 a month? Right? And anong position yun? And kaya ba? Kasi meron mga ibang work, depende sa business sa ka nag-work. Diba? 150,000, AVP na yun. Diba? It depends how big your company is. And syempre, there's office politics. Diba? You have to study more. You have to do all of that. Okay? But the reality today, most people just earn about 25 to 30,000. Tama? Ngayon, I'm gonna make you realize one thing. Ngayon yung 25,000 na yan, if you're saying, because I've worked with a lot of people na nag-earn ng 25, 26,000 a month, they're 23 years old, and feeling nila they're okay. Pero when they wanna start a business, wala silang money. Bakit? Ba't walang savings? So let's analyze. Right? So, kung 25,000 ang salary mo, okay, saan na pupunta? Siyempre, meron ka namang SSS, pag-ibig, PhilHealth, lahat na binabayaran mo na yung mga tax. And then, meron kang food. Ngayon, if you're employed, you're gonna eat every day. So let's say hindi ka naka-dependent na ngayon sa parents mo. Kasi kung 20 plus ka na, hindi ka na dapat dependent sa parents mo. That's the goal. You're a millennial, di ba? You have all the opportunities, na college ka na, grade school, everything, you're done. So, let's assume here, you're independent. Okay? So, akain ka araw-araw. Sabihin natin, 150 pesos a day ang food mo. So, habang ka naman 4,500 to 5,000. Transportation, sabihin natin, 100 pesos a day. That's 3,000 pesos agad. You have your internet bills. I'm sure ngayon, tumaas na yung internet bill mo. Okay, dati pwede pa yung mga unli plan. Di ba? Ngayon di ba? Yung mga subscribe lang. Ngayon, kailangan naka-fiber ka na. Yung phone bill, electricity bills, everything, groceries, ubos na yung pera mo. Right? But the thing is, tumataas yung expenses. Pero hindi lang naman yan ang kailangan mo. Minsan nagkasakit ka, may medicine. Minsan kailangan bumili ng bagong shirt. Di ba? Minsan nasira yung furniture mo. Okay, hindi lang yon. Minsan, kailangan mo ng bagong headphones. You need some electronic gadgets. Gusto mo pumunta ng coffee shop. Gusto mo mag-milk tea. Alright? Siguro mahilig ka mag-gym. So, kailangan mo man gym membership. Di ba? May birthday. So, you need to buy gifts. Di ba? Meron kang binyag na pupuntahan. Di ba? Mahilig ka mag-gitara. So, kailangan mo ng mga strings. Ang dami mo kailangan gawin. Kailangan mo ng insurance. Right? So, bakit hindi mayaman yung mga tao? It's not because hindi tayo masipag. Hindi rin because hindi tayo marunong mag-save. It's because the source of income is small. Kasi ang liit lang, kung titignan nyo sa lower left, ang liit lang ng income, pero ang daming kailangan bilhin, ang daming babayaran. So, how will you make it work? Right? Does it make sense? So, ngayon, once we know that, okay, ngayon titignan natin, for you to earn 25,000 pesos, alright? Siyempre, you spend at least 14 to 16 years. Alright? So ngayon, mas matagal na since meron ng grade 11, grade 12. Meron ba dito yung umabot pa ng grade 11 and grade 12? Or wala naman? Meron? Kung meron, type 1. Diba? So malamang you just basically graduated recently. Alright? Si Keith just graduated. Alright? So, ngayon, for you to keep this amount, for you to keep earning 25,000 pesos, okay? Kailangan sa work mo, total performance ka. Hindi ka pwedeng chill-chill lang. Right? Kailangan yes boss all the time. Kailangan nag-overtime ka. Diba? So, bawal mali pumasok sa work. Pero hindi ka rin, kung gusto mo ma-promote, hindi pwedeng on time ka umuwi. And that's just how things work here in the Philippines. Right? So, attitude and character, grabe. Diba? Kailangan mo mag-masteral. Kailangan mag-PhD kung gusto mo ma-promote. You need to, further studies, of course. You need to gain experience for you to get promoted. And for you to get promoted, hindi lang pwedeng magaling ka. Kailangan may connections ka. There's always office politics. Kailangan close ka din. So, kailangan marunong ka sa relationship with people. Tama? So, that's, di ba, pleasing personality. Di ba? So, it's not just, may 25,000 ka lang. Hindi yan tuloy-tuloy. Kung wala ka nitong lahat ng to sa list na yan. Right? Kasi ang daming taong gusto kumuha ng trabaho. So pag hindi mo inayos, ang daming gustong pumalit sa'yo. Right? Ngayon, second option naman, if you don't want to get employed here, you work abroad. And a lot of people choose this option. Right? Kasi mas malaki nga naman ang income. Di ba? So higher source of income, di ba? Malaki ang kita. Yun naman ang goal eh. No one wants to leave their family, but they have to because the money isn't enough. Pero para rin gawin yon, may placement fee, may multiple exams, di ba? Medical, transportation, shelter, food, cost of living, di ba? Padala sa family mo. Di ba? Usually, most of the people I know na nag-work abroad, they have 2 jobs. Di ba? So why not have 2 jobs while you're in the Philippines? Di ba? Why not work on a side hustle while you're here, na comfortable ka? Why do you have to go abroad to get 2 or 3 jobs? Right? So here, you're more comfortable. It's your language. Diba? Tao mo yung mga nandito, kilala mo, mas comfortable ka. So, make sure while you're here, you work hard. Right now, hindi na kulang ng opportunities. Diba? Hindi na resources ang kulang. Lack of resourcefulness na. Diba? Right now, everything is online. Make sense? So ngayon, okay, so inisip mo ngayon, okay, nag-work ako, hindi siya enough. Punta ako abroad, hindi rin siya enough. So, ito yung question. So why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Kasi kung ngayon, ang sweldo mo, 25,000 a month, next year, pag ganyan pa rin ang sweldo mo, mas mababa na yung value niyan because there's inflation. So kahit may nakatatabi ka ngayon ng 100,000 pesos, ang value na this year, 100,000. Next year, it's about 96,000, 95,000 na lang. Mas konti na yung mabibili mo doon. So paano nangyayari yung mayaman? Ba't sila lalong yung mayaman? So I'll just introduce you to one concept. Okay, na hindi ako yung gumawa nito, but then I encourage you guys to read this book. It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay? So ang sabi niya doon, and this made a lot of sense to me when I was 20 years old. Sabi niya, merong active income and there's a concept called passive income. Ngayon question sa lahat naman nandito. Who would like to have active income type A? Who would like to have passive income type B? Passive income is wala ka nang ginagawa. Kumikita ka. Active income is you only get paid while you work. Alright, so merong A and P. O, di ba? Okay yun. Di ba? You have active income and passive income. So pwedeng passion mo yung active income. Di ba? Yung passive income, yun na yung nagbibigay sa'yo para magawa mo yung passion. Alright? So that's good. Ngayon, sabi, meron daw poor yung nasa active income. Yung rich daw nasa passive income. Ngayon, sino itong mga poor? Sino itong mga rich? Ngayon, huwag kayong magagalit sa akin kasi hindi ako ang gumawa nito. So this author, best-selling book to, yung Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I'll just explain it to you because I applied it to myself. So dapat tinuturo to ng college pero never tinuturo. So sabi niya, people on the left side of the quadrant are poor. Okay? So bawal magalit. Okay? Baka kung ano na-type sa chat box. Alright? So number 1, people who are poor are employed. Why? Kasi you're exchanging time for money. The only way you can get paid more is if you work more. Right? So ngayon, if you're working 10 hours a day, na-promote ka, imposible na 10 hours pa rin ang trabaho mo. Magiging 11 yan. Na-promote ka ulit, magiging 12 yan. Na-promote ka ulit, magiging 14 yan. Kaya I know people are working for 14 to 16 hours a day. And they've been doing it 60 years old na. Ginagawa pa rin. Diba? So I'm working with one vice president of a major bank. And sabi niya, the more na tumatanda siya, the more na tumataas yung position niya, the more na wala siyang oras. Kasi malaki ang income pero hindi niya ma-enjoy. Hawak siya ng boss niya. Anytime may meeting, kailangan nandun siya. So definitely, kulang ang time. Ngayon second, self-employed. So self-employed, for example, what you're doing here kasi you're exchanging skills and time for money. So nandun ang time, may limitation pa rin ng time eh. Pero meron ka ng special skills, magaling ka, kaya malaki ang bayad sa'yo. So again, like I said kanina, lawyer ka. Magaling ka, malaki ang bayad sa'yo. Merong lawyer na maliit ang bayad. Okay? Doctor, pwedeng yan, magaling kang surgeon, pero hanggang kailan mo siya gagawin. Pag nag-surgery ka, may bayad. Pag wala, wala na ulit. Right? So kumikita ka lang based on your skill. Right? For example, you're in insurance or real estate. Maganda yon, that's not employed, that's self-employed. Kasi hawak mo how much you earn. But again, it depends on you. If you work, you sell, you get paid. If you're not selling, you're not getting paid. Tama? So that's still self-employed. Ngayon, sabi ni Robert Kiyosaki, the people who are rich, nasa right side. Ginagawa nila is business. Ngayon, bakit yung mayaman ng business? Ngayon, sabi nung iba, meron naman ako sari-sari store, hindi ako mayaman. Number one, if you think about it, ang sari-sari store is self-employed. Yes, you have a business permit, you did all that, pero ikaw ang nakaupo. Right? Wala kang leverage. Kung meron mang ibang nagbabantay, babayaran mo siya, and kailangan mo rin bantayan. And ngayon, kung ano yung effort na bibigay niya, yun pa rin yung income mo. So that's self-employed. Right? So let's say you're an architect. Di ba, meron kang architectural firm. Kanina, I was just talking to a friend, a business partner, na meron siyang architectural firm, 24 years old. Sabi niya, pag wala akong nahanap na client, wala akong income. So that's self-employed. That's not business. Tama? Kasi ang business, you can leverage from other people's effort, and then eventually, may system na siya. It has a system that you're not doing anything. The system is working for you. Make sense? So for example, if you go for a franchise, kumuha ka lang ng franchise ng Jollibee, may sistema na. Yun ang binibili mo. Yung system. Right? Wala ka nang iisipin. In any Jollibee franchise you go to, or any McDonald's franchise you go to, sagutin niyo ako ngayon. Okay, saan nakalagay ang fries machine ng McDonald's? Nasa gitna ba? Or nasa gilid lagi? Di ba laging nasa gilid? Every franchise you go to, nandoon. Di ba? Every franchise you go to, kung nasa left ang fries, nasa right side nakalagay ang ice cream. Never magkatabi. Bakit? System yun. So binibili mo na yung system. How to train the manager, system na yun. Hindi na ikaw nag-iisip mo. Right? That's why business works. So if you want to start your own business, you need to create a system na eventually, it will become passive. Ngayon, the last thing na tinuturo niya is investment. But a lot of people right now are going into stocks, which is not bad. Okay, I'm not against doing stocks. I'm not against doing any of investments. It's just that I just want you guys to understand this. When you're doing stocks, pwedeng investor ka if you keep your money there and you leave it, you forget it, and eventually lalaki siya. Pero if you're trading, you're not in business. That's not passive income. That's self-employed. Kasi for you to trade, kailangan mo i-check ano yung political scene, ano yung nangyayari sa companies, is it going up? You need to read a lot. Yes, you will make money, but you're not an investor. You're self-employed. You're working at the stock market, basically. Nagigets nyo? Alright? So it's good to do it. I'm not saying don't do it, but that just want to make it clear na if you're trading, that's self-employed. Investment means marami ka ng inflow of money from your business na hindi mo na alam gagawin mo, and sabi nga nila, don't leave your money in the bank because inflation will kill your money. So what do? You invest para lumaki siya with the companies. Nagigets nyo? So I hope you know it's making sense to you. Okay. And I hope you know you're learning something. Ngayon, if you're gonna do business, kasi sabi nga, that's how to make money if you're gonna do business. Paano? If you wanna make 100,000, I'll give you some ideas. Okay? If you wanna make 100,000 pesos a month, some business ideas. Okay? You can start a restaurant. But of course, right now, that's not the best idea. Okay? Not today. Diba? Siguro 5 years ago, that was good. 3 years ago, that was good. Okay? Last year, now, next year, opening a brick and mortar business is not the way to go. Okay? Pwede ka mag-open ng coffee shop. Again, sounds cool. Okay? But not now. Apartments, yes, okay yan. Diba? Condos for rent. Right now, you know, I have lots of friends na maraming may condos, but maraming hindi rented. Okay? Stock market, yes, you can invest. You know, it's going up and down, volatile right now. So if you want to trade there, of course, pwede yan. Again, self-employed. It's not business. Okay? Franchise, yes, you can do that then. Ngayon, magkano ang capital? So bakit hindi lahat ng tao nag-negosyo? Kasi for a restaurant, at least 2 million pesos for a decent restaurant. Para kumita ka ng 100,000. Kasi ang karinderya, hindi kumikita ng 100,000. Right? Coffee shop, at least 1 million pesos. Apartment, 15 million. Di ba? Maraming apartments. Parentahan mo ng 10,000 pesos each. Condos, bumili ka ng 5 condo na tig 5 million, parentahan mo ng 20,000 each. Right? Stock market, pwede. You have 500,000, good, trade. Di ba? Pwede mong gawin yan. Franchise, depende. Ang plan ko dati was Siomai House. So that's why I wrote 500,000. Diba? So that's how much you'll need. Pero isang Siomai franchise, to be honest, makes about 20. So that's not 100,000. Alright? So ngayon, alam mo nang gusto mo ng business. Okay, the next thing naman is number 2 is anong opportunity. So sabi ko, maraming businesses, pero what can you do right now? Okay? So number 1 is decide. Number 2 is the right opportunity. So my idea always is I listen to people who have results. Ayokong makinig. Ito guys, tip ko lang to sa inyo. Huwag kayong makikinig sa mga tao na walang result na gusto mo. Let's say I have my best friend. Yung best friend ko, nurse. Pwede ba ako magtanong sa kanya ng advice about engineering? Of course not. Kahit pa best friend ko yan. So ngayon, if you have a best friend who's employed, who never has a plan to do business, or di siya nagbe-business, why would you ask advice from your friend who's not doing business? It's the same thing. Para ka nangopya sa classmate mo na hindi naman nag-aaral. Tama? Or magaling siya sa math, pero nangopya ka sa Filipino. Right? Magkaiba yun. So ako, I read, I listen, diba? I read a lot, and even sa YouTube, diba? I watch lots of videos about people who are successful. Hindi yung kung sino-sino lang. Okay, so one person, Richard Branson, I'm a fan of this guy. And I'm in the industry, so I just want you to listen to what he has to say. Okay?
So I'm a tremendous believer in network marketing, and I'm a great believer in entrepreneurs. I think all the future jobs in the next 20 or 30 years will be created by network marketing entrepreneurs and other entrepreneurs around the world, starting off from scratch or starting off very small and making a real difference in the world.
All right. So ngayon, Richard Branson, said, so I'm in the industry of direct selling or network marketing. So ngayon, why I'm here, I never thought na I would do this. Kasi I'm an engineer, wala akong alam dito. But then, when I listen to entrepreneurs, so successful entrepreneurs who backed it up, ang maganda dito, sabi ko, pwede ko gawin to part-time. So if you just look at the chart here, okay, ang direct selling industry is actually bigger than the music industry, movie industry, natural foods industry. Diba ngayon, big industry yung organic foods? The direct selling industry is actually bigger. Okay, way, way bigger. Alright? And the good thing I like about this business is yung benefits niya. With direct selling, yung headache of a traditional business, yung ownership, yung yung rent, babayaran mo yung tao, yung kuryente, yung logistics, diba? Where to get the product, how to ship the product, everything, hindi ko na siya iniisip. So that's why, kung ang plan ko sana dati was to open a Siomai House business. So when I saw another opportunity, sabi ko parang okay to, it makes sense. So again, sabi ko, sige, I'll check it out. So ngayon ako, I've been in the business of network marketing, which is right now 100% online for about 12 years. So ito na yung 12th year ko. Okay? So ngayon, if you heard of a company called Usana, right? That's one business you can start. And why did I start with Usana? Okay? It's because, number 1, I love the products. Kasi kahit anong negosyo pang i-open mo, let's say it's a coffee shop. Okay? It's not about kung maganda yung interior ng coffee shop mo. It's not about kung maganda yung sofa, if even sobrang ganda niya. People will come inside, take pictures, next time, di na sila babalik. Ang important sa any business, number 1, is the product. Is the product good? Right? So nung high school, nung college, I was invited to a lot of companies. But I never started because, number 1, sabi ko, they're selling glutathione. They're selling stuff that people don't really need. So when I saw Usana, I was very impressed. Kasi I'm an athlete. I used to play internationally tennis. And then I joined tournaments. So nalaman ko, Usana is the official sponsor of the ITF or WTA, Women's Tennis Association. And they're sponsoring lots of athletes. Ngayon, ba't pa ako nagulat? Sabi ko, why are they using it for free? Hindi siya binabayaran ni Usana for them to endorse. So right now, so locally, we have athletes like PJ Simon, diba? We have athletes like L.A. Tenorio, right? We have athletes like PJ Tiero in tennis, so Heidelin Diaz in weightlifting. They're sponsored by Usana, they're not paid. So sabi ko, bakit? Why not take GNC, why not take all the other products? So napaisip ako, so I check out the business and I was impressed. because I could do it part-time after school. So a lot of people are doing it. We have lots of professionals doing it. Okay, we have lawyers, we have engineers, we have doctors, we have nurses, we have, name it, who are doing it on the side. So marami nang pwede maging entrepreneur right now online. So if you're looking for an online business, okay, vitamin business is good because before pandemic, kailangan na ng mga tao yan. During pandemic, kailangan lalo ng mga tao yan. Right? So I saw the stock price of USANA skyrocketed. That's true. Right? So if you check, before the pandemic, USANA stock price was around $45 or $50 per share. Right now, it's actually at $100 per share. So that's one thing I liked about the business is it's listed in the NYSE. So New York Stock Exchange. So sabi ko, NYSE, hindi naman yan kalokohan lang. Diba? That's where Microsoft trades. That's where Apple trades. That's where Nike trades. Adidas trades. And when I saw USANA, sabi ko, it's actually mas mataas pa yung stock price ng USANA than Citibank. Mas mataas yung stock price ng USANA than PLDT, which is also listed sa New York Stock Exchange. Sabi ko, okay ito ah. Sabi ko, okay, this sounds good. So if I start a business, okay, that's listed there and Forbes says it's good, sabi ko, I'll give it a shot. And isa pa nagustuhan ko about this is wala siyang contract. Unlike pag nag-start ako ng Show My House business. Diba, may renewal pala yun every 3 to 4 years. Right? And limited lang yung source of income. And dito, I was building it with the group. So I was able to build it part-time. Right? After school. So if you're gonna do it, okay, talk to your friend. Okay, this is just one idea you can do. But of course, number one, find out what you want. Kasi even if you start a business with us in USANA, you don't know what you want, it's not gonna make sense. So first of all, sulat mo. If your friend invited you, talk to your friend na parang, hey, this is what I want in the next 5 years. Kaya ba siya through this business? Kasi if hindi siya kaya through this business, again, don't do the business. Find something else. Make sense? So number one, decide what do you want. And then this is an opportunity you can do. And number three, okay, be consistent. All right, be consistent. So if you start a business, be consistent. Learn the ins and outs of business. Hindi pwedeng nag-start ka sa business tapos, wala akong time. Wala akong ganito. No. So yes, you can do this part-time, pero you need to still do it with specific time. When you say part-time, you allot a part of your time. Hindi siya free time. So a lot of people, they start a business pero walang discipline. So I used to do this business after school 3 times a week. So twice a week, I would do presentations. People would help me out. Hindi pa ako marunong. Once a week, I would really attend trainings. And that time, I had to go to the Makati office. So our office is actually in Enterprise Building sa Ayala, which I was impressed by kasi that's the second highest paid building in Ayala. Sabi ko, okay, so sabi ko, big time sila, di ba? Kasi they can afford it, right? And sabi ko, sige, I'll give it a shot. So ginagawa ko, pupunta pa ako doon para mag-training. Right now, you can do everything online. So what has happened with USANA in the past year, 2020? Okay, sales skyrocketed. 2019, USANA had a very good year. Ang sales ng USANA was 2.7 billion pesos. Right? So again, we're talking about billion. USANA is the number one selling vitamin sa Philippines, not Centrum, not Pharmacan. USANA was able to beat without, ito yung malupit lang guys, without commercials and advertisements. Alright? Kasi it's science-based. So kahit mag-advertise ka na mag-advertise, people right now are smart. They don't buy stuff because of good advertisement kasi nilagyan mo ng magandang artista. They buy, di ba, when they educate themselves. And when they hear, okay, ito pala yung difference nito. Ang USANA product is the only product na walang no approved therapeutic links. So when you buy vitamins, if you have any other vitamins, you can check later. May nakalagay yan, no approved therapeutic links. What does that mean? Pag tinagalog mo, no approved therapeutic claims, hindi garantisado mabisa. So para ka bumili ng iPhone at sinabing baka gumana, baka hindi. Basta safe yan, hindi yan sasabog. That's it. So with vitamins, it's that. So sabi ko, okay, so these are the only vitamins sa ganyan. Right? So when I learned about the business, I became consistent. I did it every other day after school. And just to give an idea, okay, I wasn't good. Okay, so if you ever decide to start, this might be the pace. Kasi student ako, so mabagal yung pace ko. I wasn't that good. this is what happened. Okay, so again, income disclaimer, it's really about your effort. Okay, so just to zoom in, I was doing this after school, and yeah, so if you see January 1, 8, 22, 29, after school, I was earning about $100 a week. So you can earn from $100 to $1,000 on a weekly basis. And ako, I was earning $100. So 48, 48 upon conversion rate that year. So 48, 48, 48, 48, I was happy. As a student, I was making 17,000 pesos a month. Sabi ko, sweldo na ng engineer yan isang buwan. Pwede palang part-time. So again, it boils down to the right opportunity. Following month, hindi naman ako magaling. Again, 9,000, that was $200. So 9, 4, 4, 9, 4. After tax, this is what I was getting. Yan. So 4-3, 4-3, and 8-6 every single week. Sabi ko, pwede na. So the whole year, I did not ever make $1,000. Okay, so if you decide to check out the presentation, ako personally, I never made $1,000 on the first year. But a lot of people do. Kasi I was a student. But I was very happy because end of the year, I made a total of 542,000 pesos. And sabi ko, wow, part-time. Diba? Sabi ko, pwede na. Right? Sabi ko, what if I spend more time? Because I was building it with a team part-time. Sabi ko, what if I do it 5 times a week? So I spend more time in building the business. Na mas natuto ako. So what happened that year, 2011, medyo lumalaki na siya. Alright, so I started earning 27, 9, 18, 9, 18. Sabi ko, 18,000 sweldo again ng engineer. Hindi na 1 month, di ba? Pwede palang 1 week. Right? Again, it's in the opportunity. Kasi nale-leverage. It's not just about me. I can build the business globally. I have a team in US. I have a team in Australia, in Canada, in Singapore. Right? And whenever my friends in Singapore want to buy products, they just have to go to my website. Okay? They click, they buy, Usana delivers the products, and I get paid. Okay, so basically, logistics is done by the company. I'm not thinking of that. That's what I love about direct selling. Right? If you're with the right company, of course. So that year, pagdating ng August, I started making sinasabing $1,000. That was like 50,000 a week. I was in 4th year college. I was very happy. Imagine if you're in college and an income, mabuti na lang i-give it a shot. Right? And that year, it grew from 500,000 to 1.7 million. Right? Again, yes, may effort siya. Yes, napagod ako after school. But then, may kapalit. Hindi ako takot mapagod. Again, but ako willing mapagod? Because I knew what I wanted. I needed 9 million in 10 years. Nagets niyo? Kasi pag wala kang goal, it's useless kahit ano pang gawin mo. Everything's just gonna happen by accident. Right? So that's why seryoso ko siya. So the year I graduated, I've never been employed. Because the year I graduated, it's been passive income. Okay, so the passive income happened 2012. I was doing my OJT and thesis. So I was earning 46,000 pesos a week. Because whether I was doing this or not, people were buying products. Sa sarili nilang account. So parang isipin, meron kang Mercury Drugstore, sa una, ipopromote mo. Guys, when meron kang regular customers, so kahit wala na yung owner, bumibili yung mga tao. That's what happened to my business. With 3 years, but after 3 years, consistently making $1,000 single week. Right? So that year, I graduated, look lalo. I graduated August, so malaki na siya. So it reached 2.6 million that year. Right? Right? You really need to talk to your friend who invited you. And imagine this, kung 2.6 million a year, yung 9 million, kayang-kaya siya in 4 years, 5 years. So in the end, what I ended up saving was time. Yun ang hindi napapansin ng mga tao. So pwede ko rin kitain, like kanina, we computed, if I save 40,000 pesos a month, it would take me 20 years. Here, when I started a business, I was able to do it in 4 to 5 years. So na-save ko was 15 years. Yung 15 years na yun, pwede mong enjoy. Or you can do a lot more. Right? So the reason why you need to earn more right now, while you're young, while you have the energy, is para pagdating mo ng 50 na 60, hindi ka na nag-iisip about money. Ang iniisip mo na lang, is enjoy your life. So for me, sabi ko nga, you cannot work for the rest of your life. You need to start making the right decisions so that you can retire young and retire rich. Diba? Kasi again, same thing din. Ang sinabi, mamaya, I'll share with you one more thing. But before that, one more thing I like about this business is I get to travel a lot. Ito yung one of my favorites. Dati hindi ko na-appreciate to, pero I'll just plug it in. I got to travel a lot, cruise and everything for free. And ang gusto ko lang, you don't have to be a top earner to make it happen. Diba? So I basically I've been to 5 continents now with the company. This was Australia, this was Malaysia, this was Korea, this was in Spain and Amsterdam. Right? So basically a lot of travel. This was Cape Town. I never thought I would go. Diba? And all these travels were for free. Diba? Yun din yung maganda for working with a good company is you get rewarded. Kasi mayroon din ako mga people I work with who own a franchise of McDonald's. Diba? And you'll be surprised. I asked, magkano ba kinikita ng isang franchise? Isang franchise sa McDonald's or Jollibee is worth about 40 to 50 million. In one franchise, guys, I'm not kidding. Akala ko, millions ang kinikita per day. Sabi ko, sige, hindi per day. Per month, siguro millions. It turns out, it's about 2 to 300,000 pesos a month net. So it's about 6 to 7 years ROI bago mo mabawi yung pera mo. Right? I know someone who started a franchise ng 7-Eleven. Ang sabi sa kanya, 1.5 million lang po. Meron na kayong franchise. Kumuha nga, yes, franchise, 1.5 million. Pero yung construction, yung supplies, everything, umabot ng 11 million. Right? So 11 million, yes, you have a 7-Eleven. But limited lang din yung pwedeng kitain ng isang 7-Eleven. You still can make 100,000 a month. Pero hindi siya abot ng 200 to 300,000. Kasi every franchise has a limit of how much it can sell per day. Computed na yan. Yan na yung maximum foot traffic of a business. And pag lumaki daw yung negosyo nila, wala naman silang free travel. Kung kumita sila, hindi mag-travel ka mag-isa. Right? So, what I like about this business, you get to travel for free, they take care of you. Right? So, you're working with a team, you're working with a community. Okay? So, I got to sit down, try around. Very good experience. I never thought that I would be there. And so, siguro it's to end, no? I just want to share with you this. If you don't find, sabi ni Warren Buffett, who's again the richest guy, one of the richest guy. He was the richest guy, ngayon maybe he's 4 or 5 in the world. But again, he's successful. And I like to listen to people who are successful. And sabi niya, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Does that make sense? Nakakatakot siya yung sinabi niya. Kasi diretso eh. Diba? And he doesn't care. Kasi yun yung totoo. Pero when I heard this, sabi ko, okay, I really need to find a way to make money while I sleep. Right? So yun yung important thing. So what are you doing right now while you're young? Are you taking care of your future self? Or baka iniisip mo lang ngayon is next month may sweldo naman ako. By December, magbabakasyon ako. You should be thinking of. Ang iniisip mo dapat is yung generation mo ngayon and the next generation. Right? That's why if you listen to Chinese people, ang iniisip nila lagi, what will I build now so my next generation can enjoy it? Tama, ano yung i-build ko ngayon para ano yung pwede ko ipamana? Kasi guys, ang kahirapan ng papamana, kayamanan na papamana rin. So if you're poor,
Hello, Mr. Raj? Hello? Naputol siya.